Hi guys, and welcome back to Tech with Tata. And this week I'm going to be going more in depth with the service we used last week known as Drupal, where I'm going to be teaching you about views. Views, in a very layman's term, watered down English, is a very easy way to organize large amounts of data. So if you're familiar with Excel, which pretty much everyone is, that top bar that sometimes is on Excel sheets, the frozen pane, where you can maybe click on a name or an address and you can click the filter and then it's like ascending or descending order. That's the same thing as a view on Drupal. And I'm going to be teaching you how to do that today. So first you're going to use your Reclaim Cloud and you're going to open your Drupal page, and then you're going to open Structure, scroll down to Views, and then you're going to add a view because you're making a new one. So something that I want to organize is student, because I have a lot of student information within my Drupal. So I'll do student. You're going to make sure that the content is from the student category, and you're going to make sure that it's by title. Make some page settings, make sure it's named student, and make it so that only 3 items are displayed, as well as a table for page display settings. And make sure you also create a menu link for main navigation. Once you save this, it's going to allow you to edit it, and then you'll see that there's fields and sort criteria. Those are the 2 important things you want to pay attention to. So I'm going to add some fields, and what I can do is I can type in student, and the system will automatically bring up every field that's related to student that I have in the system. So addresses, student ID, year standing, you're going to add and configure those fields. And then my personal thing is I place a colon after the label out of it just for aesthetics. So I'm going to go through and unclick each of those. Perfect. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for sort criteria. So type in student, my address, student ID, and year standing come up. So I'm going to check each of these, add and configure. And you just want to make sure that you expose this sort to all visitors, I should say. So once you do this, something that's really cool about creating a view on Drupal is it has this little preview column, and you can kind of see how your view is looking as you're creating it. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. I see my roommate AJ, my sister, and myself. Here's our addresses and our student IDs and our year standings. So it's all organized perfectly. And once I agree and I like the way it looks, I'm going to save it. And then it should say student view is created. So then I go back to my site and you can see that it's here. And look, it's all organized and pages are in there with all the information. But say I want to add another person. I would go to add content, super easy, and I would say add student. I'm going to add one of my friends who's a freshman. His name is Preston. I'm going to put in his student ID. He's a freshman, like I said, and he lives up in Sproul Hall. University Park, I typed today, PA. And I'll save that. You'll now see that all of his information comes up under the student tab and that he's in here. So there's Preston and all of his information comes up. One thing that you're probably wondering is, where are the ascending things and where are those filters that Anthony referenced at the beginning of the video? Well, to fix this, you can go into views, find your view that you created, so student, and go to edit. You can go into settings right here, and then you want to make sure that each of these categories are sortable, and make sure that you set a default sort. So I'm going to set mine as title. And then you're going to apply. And then when I go back to site, now that I saved that, I just realized I accidentally didn't save that. So hold on, give me a second. Okay, so now I went back and saved it. And as you can see now, you can do these filters by title, address, etc. So maybe I want to do year standing. I can click on this, and then I can organize it. All of those filters now are in here, which is awesome. But yeah, hopefully you guys learned something in today's video. I know that this is more complicated, and I think that it's not as easy, again, to just figure out all on your own, especially if you're not an IST major. I ran through it a little bit quickly, but I do think that Drupal is an extremely helpful resource for students like me who aren't necessarily the most on top of their tech ideology and knowledge. It's very straightforward, and I really like how pretty much anyone can use it. So I hope you learned something this week, and thank you so much.